Tuko riadha, my riadha loners, how are you guys doing? Thank you for the subscribers that are catching up with me, putting some pressure on my production, my delivery. I'm thrilled to have all these subscribers, man. It's nice. It's a good community. Let's engage, leave comments, man. Let's talk. I don't want it to be a one-way street. I don't want to have monopoly of the narrative of athletics. It's quite diverse. Different voices bring different views, different aspects, exposing the blind spots of me and everybody else. Well, I'm still trying to recover from the big show, the Prefontaine. I'm a kid in a candy store. I get a high from athletics. It reminds me of the young days. If you have checked my link, man, what do you think? There's a link of me doing it in 97. I want to hear comments whether I can match the pace of Yared Nuguse, Niles Laros, the Dutch who won, as the Dean has from France. What do you think, guys? While you are thinking, let me give you another what I call the ice on the cake on the Prefontaine Classic, because we are here because of legends. History always tells us that we are standing on shoulders of greatness. For me, I always like to honor those people. I think I gave a shout out to the Mozambican born, now US based athlete, Maria de Lourdes Mutola, before the 800 meters that was won by Sergei Duguma from Ethiopia. We had a moment, for those who are interested, we had a moment. Maria Mutola came there, big jumbo TV, she's waving, man, she still looked great. I think she would have embarrassed some of those 800 meters women. I don't want to mention who, but when she was at the top of her game, she was great. It was nice to see those faces, that they're still there, bouncing and being able to grace the occasion. For me, it's like, yeah, there you go, Maria. Not to be outclassed, out positioned was Gail Devers. I know you guys, I don't know whether history gets you, but history gets me in a good way. Gail Devers, my friend, 92, 96. I think she's a three-time gold medalist. She's a hurdler. She was 110 women hurdles gold medalist. I remember one time she went down in an event that was won by a Russian. She just clipped that last hurdle. She went down, but incredible 100 meters hurdler and 100 meters dash. She made Marlene Otti from Jamaica. Man, I feel bad for that Jamaica. She never just could win the gold. Every time you thought Marlene Otti had it, Gail Devers or Gwen Torrance back in the days always nipped her on the finish line. In fact, Marlene Otti, I've spoken about her being the Queen of Silver. She was the Queen of Silver. I met her a few years later in Norway. I think she lives in one of those Slavian countries back over there. She got married to a European and she lives there. She ran masters one here. She's had a good life. By the way, Gail Devers was there, man. She has those nails. She has incredible nails she's kept up. I have no idea how those things look. Mine bother me every day, so I shave them. And then Bernard Lagat, man. 2007 Osaka double gold medalist in 15 and 5,000. The only guy who's ever done that in the World Championship. Is it? Or did Jakob Engbersten outclass him? I think Engbersten, did he do 15 and 5? Hey, you can correct me, my friend. But Bernard Lagat was there, man. The guy, the coach at the Wildcats, Arizona, cross-country guy and assistant coach, track and field. I hope he's doing well. That was for Bernard Lagat. But yeah, it was a moment, when these guys come before the Bowman Mile. Bernard Lagat came on board, I think, before the 110. Gail Devers, the hurdler, was there. Maria Mutola before the 800. Listen, we can talk of being here, but we are here because of that history. So I want just to give a perspective on that. But yeah, just today for my take, I think there's something that I've always wondered about Kenyan athletes. And sometimes I give them flowers, they break world records. I've been sharing some of the clips that Beatrice Chebet, Faith Kipyegon did a marvelous 3:48, 13:58 in the 5K. Man, that was just like, they were on top of the world. The crowd was incredible. The interviews I saw later were superb. They speak well. And they represent the country of Kenya as ambassadors. But there's something I want to just to delve in slightly. When they got home, there's something that's quite revealing, and I'm aware of the fact that if you guys don't know, I kind of alluded to it that one of the things about Kenyan officials and leadership in Kenya is that I, I think they are kind of indifferent to the athlete's success and how they train. I don't think they even invest. I don't think they're even curious how these athletes train. There are very few coaches who are invested in these guys. I mean, if you talk of Faith Kipyegon, I know Patrick Sang is one of the best coaches, a Hall of Famer coach that we've ever had in Kenya for a long time. I remember Mike Koske back in the 90s. There's Ivuti, who is a new coach. I think I kind of saw the tag with him. But there's something very suspicious about these officials for me. How they don't speak to the press. They don't even tell us a lot about what they do. That when I read this from Faith Kipyegon and Beatrice Chebet, I'm not surprised. So when they got to Kenya, they kind of aired their laundry, the dirty laundry about the fact the government has neglected their athletes. They have not even worked on the infrastructure to improve it so that the training can be easier for the world record holders. Listen to this. Faith Kipyegon shared this, and it's very sad for me. I mean, she's on top of the world, right? You guys have celebrated the world record, but she says this, that I'm not surprised either. When I was preparing, she says, when I was preparing to go and try to be the first woman to run under 4 minutes, I went through a lot. I saw it, you could tell, body language. I was so disappointed that Kipchoge Stadium was closed. Sometimes I feel so emotional to talk about it, says Faith Kipyegon. It was closed, right? So she didn't have a place to train at home because of that limitation and that, impediment. She continues, but she says the Eldoret University they provided some makeshift support that she could access a track where she could train in. She continues here. She says that elite athletes abroad have perfect facilities to train on. She's talking of different countries, right? That's why the level of competition is high. If we had good tracks, we could perform even better, she added. You know, that is Kenya for you. While you can see this guy, in fact, I'm looking at a picture of the CS of sports, Salim Muvavia. He's the secretary, he's a fat cat, he's just standing there, drooling in, basking in the glory between, he's sandwiched between these women, Beatrice and Faith. He's just standing there, oblivious, just drooling like a baby, hanging around these great, wonderful athletes. I don't give a fuck about how these guys train. Okay, I'm kind of annoyed because they like to take glory. They show up at the airport. They want to just give them a ride, maybe there, hopefully rub shoulders with these great athletes, ambassadors around the world, because they are at the top of their game. So the camera is on Faith and Beatrice. But before that, Faith is saying she has no support. Nike has invested so much that she goes to be the first woman to break 4 minutes. The government of Kenya is busy shooting and tear gassing young people. No idea that Faith Kipyegon needs a facility to train. They don't even take time to avail themselves for this, to facilitate at least something for her. She says she was emotionally drained. You could tell in the 4 mile. I'm not making this. You could tell this woman has been, she's been working out almost alone. Yet the world is waiting for a woman to do 4 minutes, to break 4 minutes. And the Kenyan government, including these fat ass CS here, is standing there right now saying, oh, here I am, take a picture with me. Where were they when Faith needed them to help? At least she can have a place to train to be the first woman to conquer the 4 minutes. It's embarrassing. It's an indictment of a failed sporting infrastructure. And that's why when I saw these officials here running around, and I'm just bashing them. They can't even give me an audience. They don't even talk to the reporters or anybody about why they even came to Eugene. Is it because we don't have stadiums in Kenya, or we don't care about taking care of our stadiums and track and the facilities in Kenya? What an embarrassment. It's an indictment for me. I get angry because I know what these guys are all about. It's about them, not the athletes. The only time they care about these athletes when they come home, they take them to State House, then they dole the money. They are buying their loyalty. They don't care about how they train. They don't even follow up and see how they're doing in the camp. For them, it's a follow-up. It's a PR bullshit. Bullshit, I said it. So this is what Beatrice Chebet says. This guy says, oh, now we are constructing a standard track. This is the CS saying in Kapsabet, Kamirange, Kipchoge, Keino, Nyaste. This is after the fact. These guys, we are going to World Championship soon. Faith Kipyegon is saying she didn't have a place to train. This guy comes here and says, oh, we are doing this now because these athletes have questioned your priorities before this. And so I know, Faith and this Beatrice Chebet, they have to be politically correct because we live in a regime that really you cannot say anything, question their priorities because they are all over the map. And then Kipyegon closed by reminding the officials that it is not a personal request, but a national one. It's a personal request, Faith. They didn't support you when you went to try to break the 4 minutes. They didn't give a F about you when they did that. So it's a personal thing. This woman is a captain of Kenyan team in the Olympics. It's a personal thing. Forget about national. We are in a disaster. And then she says that it's not only about me, of course. It's for the young generation who look up to us. We hope one day we'll get a better place to train. One day. Can you imagine a world record holder, 348, 1358, saying one day we'll get a track, we'll get facilities, we'll get support, we'll get the government to give us attention on how we train? I'm exhausted. To Koreana, my friend, when I read some of these things, I just get stressed out because, listen, well done, Faith, at least you spoke. I think Beatrice had spoken before about she had to move from Kericho to go train in Kimagat somewhere in Eldoret because Kericho Stadium is like a cow pasture. I saw the other day Kapsabet, an old stadium, where even this president of this country one time went to school down there. It's never given priority to do a stadium that has produced the best in the world. You must be kidding me. Let me just close by saying, hey, welcome my subscribers. That's how I rant even after World Championship. Somebody has to expose the decay and the rot in the Kenyan leadership. As good as the athletes are in the Faith and Beatrice, the system is rotten and broken. It has to be told, it has to be said. People emotionally drained before going to break 4 minutes mile. She's emotionally exhausted. Well, that's why some of them just find another country and they go represent a country that has better facilities and better support. It's sad. It's very sad. Anyway, Tuko Riada, my friend, signing off saying, talk to you later, man. Keep doing it, man. I love the new company, the new community of Tuko Riada. See you later.